How easy is it for kids to play outside where they live? Well, new research is mapping how neighborhood design supports or limits outdoor play for young children, and it's revealing some actually big differences across Windsor and the surrounding area. CTV's Travis Fortnum has been diving into this data for us today. Travis.
Yeah, and this is something that parents, as you would know, think about pretty instinctively, right? How safe your neighborhood feels for kids to play. Now, researchers have the data to support it. No matter which residential street you stand on, eventually a car is going to pass. But how often and how many are factors researchers say can shape a neighborhood's overall kid friendliness and its playability.
Playability kind of refers to the environmental supportiveness for children's outdoor play.
New research out of the University of British Columbia looks at how supportive neighborhoods are for young kids, scoring postal codes using factors like traffic, as well as green space and places to play. Things that can make it easier or harder for kids to get outside.
There's a lot of concern about the amount of physical activity that children are getting. Currently, about 39% of children in Canada meet the activity requirements, and those habits kind of begin in early childhood.
Emily Gemmell led the UBC research team, bringing together open source data and assigning a play score to neighborhoods across the country. All of it compiled into an interactive map where people can zoom into their postal code and see how their area scored.
Windsor is near the middle.
But Gemmell says if you are just comparing cities, you might miss the point. Big differences show up block by block, depending on things that can quietly shape daily life for families.
Children within the same city might be growing up with completely different environmental supportiveness.
Gemmell says a neighborhood's play score is based on available data, but the numbers don't tell the whole story. After all, it's not the data kicking a ball around or playing hide and seek.
I think that the best indicator of neighborhood playability is going to be from children themselves. You can find a little bush that would be a great fort. And, if your best friend lives next door, that is going to be the most playable neighborhood for you.
What she hopes people take away from the play scores isn't a ranking, but a shift in perspective for both parents and planners.
My hope is that it would just raise awareness about looking at it through a child's eyes.
Gemmell says the play score map is meant to be a starting point, not a final answer, and hopes it sparks conversations locally about how neighborhoods can better support families.
I love this idea. I think many parents would agree. I love the fact recently the city of Windsor put in new playgrounds across the board. I know a lot of families are happy about that. So if someone wants to see their neighborhood play score, how exactly can they do that?
So I put a link to the map, the UBC Playability Index, in our web coverage, and that's where you'll find that interactive map. You'll just have to zoom into Windsor or the city in which you live and find your block.
Okay, Travis, thank you so much for this.
Of course, thanks.